Good morning, everybody. Curtis Loftin, Territory 2. Most of y'all on here know me because hopefully y'all are on every day. But I want to talk today about bad deals. We get in the finance office, we have a lot going on. It's so funny that I can always tell when somebody's having a bad month when I walk in and they start talking about all the bad deals that they're getting this month. It usually means they're struggling. When we're having a good deal, a good month, every deal is a good deal, right? So I want to start off talking about some characteristics of bad deals. So the first one I hear the most is probably stripped out from the desk, right? The customer knows exactly what the payment is. They stripped it out to buy rate. Maybe they told them a payment that we can't even get to, and it's, I get it, it's frustrating. It's something that we see often. Something was promised to the customer that maybe when they get in your office, you can't even do it. But these are going to be some bad characteristics that we're going to have to overcome. This is one that I get sometimes. Salespeople told them not to buy anything. Well, that's frustrating because they trust the salesperson and they have belief in them. And a lot of times our salespeople get paid off of back end. So why would they tell them that? Well, they're scared, right? They're insecure about their abilities to close the customer. So it's our job to get out there and help them. Cash and credit union deals. This is something we've talked a lot about over the last probably year and a half. Our finance pen has gone down, but the crazy thing is that we're still getting to see 75% of deals are financed. So we still have a good amount. Three-fourths of our deals are good deals. And cash and credit union deals, I get it, they're frustrated. A lot of times they're not set up properly. Sometimes even the check is made out from the credit union before you even talk to the customer. And all this stuff is frustrating and it's easy to get negative. Another one that we hear a lot is customer buys a car a lot. They buy a car every year or maybe every couple of years, and so they never get out of the factory warranty. Well, that might change here coming up, especially with interest rates the way they are. People are keeping their cars a little bit longer. So customers never came into the dealership. This is one that we really didn't see that much until COVID, and COVID changed all of that. The customers are wanting to buy the cars and not come into the dealership, not speak to you face to face. COVID gave them an excuse, and we kind of held on to that. And look, these are all things that are difficult to overcome, but we've got to, right? So deal wasn't submitted with the proper structure. Once again, going back to the desk, maybe they never did finance, or maybe they're just nervous because they have pressure on them to sell cars and they're trying to do everything they can to move units. The deal didn't get there until late in the day. So I know this is frustrating. Sometimes we get there, we're at the dealership for 10, 12, 13, 14 hours doing nothing maybe, or maybe doing a lot. But either way, when the deal comes in, it's 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. It's pretty tough for us to overcome that, right? It's easy for us to get negative about any of these situations. Well, let's talk about some solutions for how we overcome this. All right. So, extra early management intervention. If you're just talking to the customer when you get the deal, you're too late. Okay. You got to get out there in front of the customer when they come into the showroom. Maybe if you're out walking around on the lot because you just got tired of sitting in your office, and you see a customer out there, say hi to them. Let them know you're a manager. I was in a restaurant the other day, and the cook actually was walking around talking to people, came up talking to me, told me, was talking to me about some of the dishes that they have coming or whatever. And I mean, we don't get that kind of customer service anymore. Customer service is something that's fleeting. So that kind of customer service really puts customers at ease, and it helps you build a relationship, which basically turns into rapport. So get out there early, talk to a customer. The salespeople are nervous. They're in a different time too, and they're not used to selling cars in a time to where they actually have to do a good sales process to get a deal. So go out there and help them. I promise you, the longer that you are involved in a deal, the better opportunity you have of a customer that has better rapport with you, which leads to more sales, right? More product sales, more money. So have conversations with the desk manager. This is something that I hear people complaining all the time. Oh, well, the desk did this, or the desk did this, or this is what they're doing up front. Well, guess what? It's called communication. Get up there and talk to them. Have a conversation. Let them know what you're struggling with, how you can make more money, and bring a plan. Not just an excuse, not a complaint. Bring a solution. All right, something that makes sense to them. And most of the time, money is what incentivizes people. So show them how you can make more money. Okay, create a menu you can use for your offsite customers. If you're just printing the paperwork and sending it on those deals, you're giving up. And we can't give up. Okay. We're better than that. So we have menus out there, even if it's a paper menu that you just email to the customer and call them and talk to them about. But the best way to do it is Zoom. Uh, just like right now, we're able to have this conversation with a bunch of different people, but this is a way that you can get on here. You can share your screen with them. You can show them what the menu looks like, what the benefits are, and don't just give up on those customers that are a little bit difficult or a little bit outside of the box. Train your sales staff on how to handle customers that are using a credit union. So, old school was, hey, what interest rate are they getting? If we can beat it or match it, will you do business here? All that. Look, the salespeople are having a hard enough time selling a car, and that's what they need to focus on. Okay. Get with your salespeople and let them know, hey, if somebody's buying it, why do we really care how somebody buys a car? At the end of the day, if they buy a car from us and buy our products, who cares how they buy it? So change your way of thinking a little bit there. Get outside the box, get outside take your blinders off. And in that situation, just have the salesperson introduce the customer to you and let them know that you're the one that get them all the paperwork to take to the credit union so they can make sure it's an easy process with the credit union. And then at that time, after you go over your products, maybe at that point in time, you show them a payment of what you could offer them. But don't there's so much fighting, butting heads on credit unions. It is what it is. At the end of the day, they're going to go to the credit union if we don't convince them to do otherwise. Let's take the deal and sell the product. And then the other thing is be positive. All these things are just negative. If we were talking about customers, we would be talking about smoke screens or you know uh, things that aren't really an objection. It's just an excuse. And that's what all of this is. They're just excuses. And we have to come up with solutions and get involved with our desk and our salespeople and train them on how to handle the customers so we can build better rapport and make more money. All right. So um, this is something I was thinking about finance managers and what we do on a day-to-day basis. And we're looking at this picture. Everybody knows the person on the right. Even if you don't watch basketball, even if you don't watch sports, everybody knows who Michael Jordan is. I mean, he's a legend. And everybody knows that whenever things were difficult or tough, he was the one that performed. The guy on the left, James Harden, now, if you watch basketball, you know who he is. But most of the people, if you don't watch sports or you don't watch basketball, you don't know who he is. Well, what most people don't know is for about 8 or 9 years, he's been one of the most efficient shooting guards in the NBA over the last decade. He's awesome in the regular season. He does great, but the regular season is when it's easy. That's when it's easy. Nobody's playing defense. Nobody's playing all their best players every night. Nobody's as focused. Okay. It's easy. When he gets to the playoffs, the reason why nobody really knows who he is, because when he gets to the playoffs, he chokes. He can't perform. He can't do the same thing he does in the season because everybody's playing defense, everybody's turning it up a notch, everybody's intensity's a lot higher, and he can't deal with it. And I thought about as finance people, that's kind of what we are, right? We have an opportunity, and the reason why we're in the seat that we're in is because whenever things are difficult, we perform. Look, if we just needed somebody to sign the best possible deals you're going to get every month, that's 70 to 75% of deals, we could have a computer do it, or we could have a receptionist do it. They go in there, press the buttons, print out the forms, and have the people sign it. But the reason why we have finance managers is for that other 25%. And we have to take it as a challenge. I remember when I was in sales and I would talk to a customer, and the customer would say, I'm not buying today. I'm really not. I don't know if I'm going to buy, whatever. I remember that was such a challenge to me because I wanted to build rapport and a relationship with that customer. And ultimately, I wanted to make the sell. I wanted that customer's mind. I didn't want to spend all the time with them and then go somewhere else. So I had to get very efficient. And I took it as a challenge to win. And that's what we have to do is we have to take the challenge when we get these bad deals. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get our head straight. Look, if you don't take anything else from the training, take this. Before you go to work every day, do something that motivates you, whether it's the gym, whether it's music, whether it's reading some inspirational something or other, whatever it is. For me, it's the gym. When I go to the gym, before I go to work, I'm at a next level. I'm at the best that I can possibly be. Don't wake up 45 minutes before you have to go to work, slide in some clothes. You can't even remember if you brushed your hair when you got to work because you still got sleep in your eyes. Get there and be ready to go. Be sharp. Get your head straight. And then the other thing is view each deal like it was your last deal. If you knew this was the last deal and you were going to sign, how would you approach that deal? Would you go into it and just kind of BS your way through it? No. You would go in there and give it everything you got. Follow the steps to the sale. Look, I'm not going to do a training about that on here, but we have a ton of training on the steps to the sale. It's not a difficult one. Go out, meet the customer super early, right? You go out there, you meet them, you build rapport with them, you review the deal, you make sure that the callback is right before you get the customer, you call the bank and make sure that you have the best callback you can get before you bring the customer in. And then you do a great VIP presentation and you do a great menu presentation. You give them an opportunity to buy every product. One, because well, we want to sell. The more products that you offer, the more you're going to sell. It's just a numbers game. And the other thing is that it's a compliance issue. You got to make sure that you're giving everybody the chance to either say yes or no. Get out early and meet the customer. We've talked about this. Energy breeds energy. If you go out there and you have negative energy, I promise you, it's going to be very difficult for you to do a good deal because customers feel that. The customers, the salespeople, people aren't stupid. They know whenever you don't want to be there, you're frustrated with the situation. Energy brings energy and activity breeds activity. All right. Embrace the challenge of the difficult deal. We talked about that earlier. When you get a cash deal, take that deal and give the best presentation you possibly can. Get out and meet the customer. When you find out it's a cash deal, go out there and spend a little time. Look, we're having in Louisiana, we're having a crazy winter situation that we don't ever have. It's a great talking point. We just went through New Year's and Christmas. We got Mardi Gras coming up. Whatever it is, break into a conversation and build some rapport with the customer. And remember that you are the best closer, and that is why you're in the seat. You were put in that seat for a reason. And the best closers build great relationships with the customer and they make them feel comfortable. Give every deal 100%. So I've heard a lot of people say 110%, 120%, whatever. Maybe I'm not thinking outside the box enough, but all I got is 100%. But I'm going to tell you, when I get a deal, every deal, I'm going to give that presentation. I'm going to go through the steps of this. I'm going to do it like it was my last deal. And I'm going to try to make it the best deal. Remember, we don't have to make bad deals great. We just have to make them decent. We have to make decent deals great. So I'm going to leave y'all with this today. We get negative sometimes as finance managers and things are difficult. And look, they have been a little more difficult here recently, but it's just back to normal like it was before COVID. So the quote is from Bob Parsons. He's a CEO of a golfing company. He owns quite a bit of the company. And he said if it was easy, everyone would be doing it and you wouldn't have an opportunity. So we got to remember that as finance managers. If it was easy, every salesperson could do it and we wouldn't have the opportunity. All right, y'all have a great day.